Hello, everybody.
Hello.
And we got Jimmy, we got John. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
I'm sorry. I'm completely confused and baffled here. I'm trying to get everything set, and I think I finally got it. So, hi. I'm sorry I'm late to the party.
Jim, you sound like you've smoked a carton of cigarettes and
I
drank
know.
a sip of vodka.
I know. It's funny because I had a gig on Saturday night, and it was really a good time, and I've lost my voice, and it's getting worse instead of better. So by Friday of this week, I probably won't. I'll be doing everything in sign language.
Well, I mean, that actually will be great for like me and your wife and stuff like that.
Just not to hear me talk. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, pal.
So, but anyways, everybody's starting to show up now. Hello to everybody popping in there. It's great to have you on.
I'm not used to having a bald guy below me too. This is a little awkward.
I'm going to leave that whole comment alone.
Don't lie. Don't lie.
I'm rolling. I'm just going to keep on going. So anyways, well, thank you so much, Pepper Strong, for becoming a member. It means everything to us. We got Callie in the house. We got everybody showing up. So hello to everyone.
Yeah, we like to ease into this because we know notifications are kind of weird on YouTube and Facebook. You don't always see them right away.
They don't seem to like each other much.
No, they don't. And YouTube is, I don't know what the secret is to YouTube. Some people get notifications, some people don't. And I am told by people that they all have their little notification bell clicked on the channel. So they should be getting notifications, but not everybody does. I don't know what that's about, but it's out of our hands.
Well, Michelle Curry says pineapple and honey is good for the throat.
I guess I need some pineapple and honey. What do you do with it? Do you gargle it? You drink it? What do you do with pineapple and honey?
No idea.
Experiment with it.
Hello to Jocelyn, one of the peaches out there. It's good to have you in chat showing up. Chat, it's growing quickly here.
Yeah, it's going quick.
Anyways,
is it me or is this text smaller than it was last time we did this, Jay?
The comments?
Yeah, I can't. It's like harder. I need binoculars or something.
They don't just show up on the screen for you. Normal.
Well, they do the other screen, but I'm trying to read them in real time over here. And,
you mean you're trying to read them on YouTube or?
Yeah, on YouTube.
Oh, well, I mean, you're screwed then. I don't know.
Yeah. Thanks, pal.
I mean,
that's two I owe you.
So get better glasses, anyway,
or sunglasses. I guess I could do that.
All right. So everybody showing in Nashville, Ohio. Hello to the 3Js. Thank you very much, Honeybee.
Hello. Some familiar names in there. Let's see.
So are we gonna have any saucery tonight, John, or what?
Oh, I mean, can't rule anything out. Can't rule anything out, buddy.
John forgetting his R's.
Yeah, right. Listen, R's are useless in most situations. I just had this.
No. I'm from upstate New York, and Jim's from upstate New York. So R's are very important. Like I cannot. My kids, I told in the past when they're like, I'm going to go park. No, you're going to what? You're going to what? You're going to what? No, you're going to park the car.
That's right.
So like in New York, we learned to say orange, not orange, and whatever the hell you guys call it up here. It's like I live in Rhode Island. I'm a Rhode Islander, but damn, man, I don't talk like a Rhode Islander.
You don't. You definitely don't have that accent. But ours are just useless. I don't know. I just don't find that.
So if you're going to go out and you're going to jog, what's another word for jog? You're going to go for a.
He's going to He's going to
un. Yeah. You're going to go out for an
when it's in the beginning. It
if it's in the beginning, it counts.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm starting to understand the rules now.
Right.
Okay, so if you then all right. So what if your deceased family member you put in a what on the fireplace?
It's a urn. A urn.
A urn?
Urn. It's an urn, not a urn.
We'll call it urn.
What if you go out? What if you go out to one of those places that serves, ground beef and a patty on bun? What do you call that?
What do you mean, hamburger?
A hamburger? Is it a hamburger?
Hamburger.
Booger.
Is it a hamburger? A burger?
Hamburger.
So you basically what you're telling me now is your R's, you kind of use them in certain situations and not others.
When he feels they're important.
Exactly.
Does he prefer a hamburger over a ham booger? Well,
Hamburger.
Yeah. So everybody, I know we were supposed to be airing the investigation for the asylum tonight. That's going to be 1 week off just because we ran into some time difficulties. Sort of ran out of time with getting things done. And
you and I were just talking about this. There's so much material that we had to go through from this most recent investigation, the Randolph County Asylum. We did a lot more than we usually do with static cams, and there were 3 of us, so we
even flew drones through there.
Yeah, we have so much more to go through. It was just taking longer than what our normal production time was, but we will have it ready for next Monday.
And I'll tell you what an investigation that was. We had unbelievable stuff happen. That was awesome. That was
a great place. It's a great place, and we should thank Dan and Rich, the owners of Saving the Old Properties. That's the holding company for the asylum and a couple of other places. They're doing a great job of making sure these places are clean, safe, and available for people to enjoy. And we had a great time there.
Yes.
For a building that was built in 1889, that place was in really good shape. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, the place has kept up incredible, and they've fixed it. They've done so much to keep it going.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But yeah, it's going to be a great investigation. Let's see. Hang on, trying to just make sure I get some of these messages out there. Knox, Indiana. I had a local team from Michigan City, Indiana, come in, 2 priest friends from the seminary. We're like, oh, well, I wish you had gotten in touch with us. Would have loved to have checked it out. Tony Hahn, not originally from here, just visiting. Well, everybody's welcome here, so enjoy your time.
Absolutely.
So I think we're going to play. I think we got some videos tonight. John sent me. Will send us a bunch of. Go ahead.
Can I do something before we get into the videos?
Does it have anything to do with taking clothes off?
Well, it always does.
So we're going behind screen, and let's do it again.
All right, why change it up now?
In all seriousness, one of the things that's happened since we did our last live broadcast, and it's something that we had been talking about all along here, is the Aaron Goodwin situation.
Yes.
There was some video released from a court appearance recently. First of all, Aaron was devastated. It's real. My heart really went out to him. He spoke to the judge. It was a sentencing phase for his quote unquote wife, I guess ex-wife now. I'm not sure.
We're in the process. Slap on the wrist, man.
She basically got a slap on the wrist.
So if you're ever going to plot to kill someone, make sure you do it in Vegas because they seem to have the most lenient laws out there.
Well, I want to know what everybody else thinks about this because I know we all probably agree that it was a light sentence, but my belief is that trying to have someone killed just because you didn't succeed doesn't make it any less of a murder in 100%. My book.
No, not at all.
100%.
I mean, if a bullet had found him and killed him, she'd be away for life or at least 50 years. So the fact that she couldn't carry it out doesn't make the crime any less egregious. And she should be serving 25, 30, 40 years in jail instead of the 2 or 3. What did she get? I don't remember.
3 for a minimum. So thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat, Jenna.
Just unreal to me. Unreal
for the 5 memberships to the page. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I could not believe that. I mean, you pretty much plotted someone's murder, and you're getting away. And you're totally getting away. Not that you're getting away with it, but you're getting the same. I don't know, the same.
You're basically getting the same charge if somebody stole $1,000 worth of stuff out of a 7-Eleven. I mean. It's not the same level of a crime. You were trying to have somebody, your husband, in fact, murdered in cold blood.
Yeah, and the fact that you got everything, the only reason you're doing that, and that's the problem, is she only feels bad because they caught her. I mean, if they didn't catch her, she wouldn't feel bad.
Well, not only if they didn't catch her, she wouldn't feel bad. He'd be dead. I mean, that's kind of the deal there. Right. So I believe that is almost, maybe just a 1 level shy of murder, but damn, it's close. And she should be looking at 25, 30 years or more.
Alexandra says Tiger King got 22 years for the same thing.
Yeah. Well, Tiger King went to trial, didn't he?
Yeah.
See, this was a plea bargain.
This was a plea deal, which... that's a whole nother discussion. And the DA there, probably had some discretion. It could have been a plea deal for 10 years, 15 years. He chose 2 or 3 or whatever it was, or she. I don't know if it's a male or female DA there, but man, it just seems like a travesty. And poor Aaron, he's got to worry about this. I mean, she'll get out in half the sentence, So if it's a 3-year sentence, she'll get out in a year and a half. And then he's got to worry about it again.
Well, and AJ, I see your comment. I absolutely think she should have gotten life or death. Life, definitely. I think death needs to be reserved for certain situations, and that gives somebody a quick, easy way out.
That's just going to say that's an easy way out.
That's the one thing I don't think is, because people, deserve to pay pay their fine, take their time, do it that way. And so anyway, yeah, the whole thing is disgusting.
I don't see any
Marie,
comments.
thank you so much for the 1999 super chat.
Yes, thank you. I don't see any comments in chat that disagree with us. I think we're all on the same page with this.
Well, if anybody comes on here and says that it's deserved, oh my God, it would have been horrible.
Well, I mean,
you know what irritates me, and I have to be honest, is it. And I hate to say it because I don't want to stir the pot, but it definitely appeared like somebody had to. Oh wait, Aaron's in the limelight. Hang on, let me get all this chaos going out there. So, whatever.
I know it's crazy.
There really shouldn't be any difference in the sentence between actual murder and what happened there. I mean, the intent to kill was there. It just got thwarted.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Absolutely. The whole thing's just disgusting, and it's heartbreaking. And you know what? The worst part is that poor guy will never trust another person. I mean, because that is the ultimate person that you trust.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he'll never feel safe. He'll never trust anybody ever again.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, even in his address to the judge, he was talking about that very thing. He said, he had no idea any of this. He had no idea he was in a bad marriage until this was uncovered.
Yeah, I know. That's horrible. That's
crazy.
Lisa, speaking of who should be locked away, any news from the crazy lady in Rhode Island? No, I mean, I've ignored and blocked, and I don't see anything unless people send it to me. But at last call, I was in a I mean, I was hired killer. I don't know. It's ridiculous. The whole thing's
you
That's right.
You're talking about Conjuring Lady. Yeah.
I was a serial killer. That's what it was.
We all know that's true.
I mean, there is one in New England, it sounds like, right? So, what are the odds? I'm like, don't say that, lady. Come on. It's like, out of all things to friggin' accuse me of.
I know.
Like, holy crap.
Yeah, that's a big thing going on right now out here. They're finding bodies all over the place, and rumors are flying that there's a serial killer loose in New England somewhere. And it's gaining some steam, the theories, anyway. Crazy.
Yeah, is that what you guys talk about at the fire department, John?
That's what we talk about. Yeah. Where's the serial killer? What are we going to next?
Oh man! All right, let's see. What did this say? Oh, Laura, Jimmy, you remember Laura? She was the best bartender at the Spalding Gun.
Oh, that's right. Hello, Laura.
You see Jay's face, and you were editing Jim Jones Church. Oh my God, Laura! It was.
Did I share
a nightmare?
Did I share the text or not? I may have mentioned it in a post about it. Well, I was chatting with Jason. We were texting about that, and I said, "Can you believe how many bats were flying around our heads, and we had no idea that was going on?" And your reply was, "It was terrifying."
Oh, it was friggin' horrible.
It made me crack up.
And we asked ahead of time if they were bats.
Yep.
We specifically asked that question because we know we know about your fear, and no bats. I was surprised to see that thing come over our heads in that room.
Oh my God,
that was horrible. Yeah.
That was the first one we saw was in a dark basement where we had barely any light. We just basically heard it go over us.
You kind of felt the wind on the top of your head.
That's right.
Yeah, and you thought it came out of the piano, though. I remember you saying that. You're like, I played the piano, and then when we got upstairs, you went to play the piano again. I'm like, John, don't play the piano.
And then what's funny is when you watch the video, before we even get in that room, when we're coming down into the basement in the very beginning of that session, you see the bat flying around. Before we even get in there, we had no idea. No idea.
It was not hysterical, Pepper Strong. It was not hysterical.
I happen to agree that it was hysterical.
Oh my God. And then the thing just... The crazy thing, man, is it flies right into the vent and just right through and gets in there.
And we're banging on it. We're throwing things.
We can't get to it.
It was
probably really
care.
stupid of us.
Yeah.
It's like the honey badger. It don't care.
Yeah. And Terry says those were some huge bats. Those were.
They were big.
Yeah.
They were big
Well,
bats.
they had to be, because look at the bugs. The night we were filming, the nights we were filming at the asylum, how big those beetles
Those
were.
June bugs, yeah.
They got
Those
in
June
our
bugs.
shirts and stuff. And
you know, the thing about the June bugs is that they were just hatched. When we encountered them that night, they'll get like 5 times that size by the end of, I don't know, June, whatever their lifespan is. They grow fast, and they're so much bigger than what we even experienced.
Miss Irritated, please stay safe out there. I see you got tornado sirens going off. Yeah, our hearts go out to you guys. Please be careful. We've been through some horrible ones.
I got the Facebook chat open too, just cruising through that.
I can see those as they come up. They all come up together. So
Perfect.
Jim Jones' church with the bats reminded me of the scene in the movie Goonies where she yells rabies.
That's funny.
You know, and the thing is, if those things got close enough, we were buying some rabies shots. That's
the
how
thing.
it is with those.
That's the thing. You can't screw around with it. And somebody I missed it because it scrolled by, but somebody said, "No offense, but I love bats." Hey, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for Jason. I can appreciate bats. They're a real important creature to the ecosystem. I get that, but I still don't want them flying in my face. I just don't.
I had a pretty significant bat problem at my house. I have cathedral ceilings, and they got into one of the eaves in my soffit. I had thousands of them up there. I
Thousands?
Oh yes, thousands.
It would have been 3. John, thousands.
Imagine thousands.
It was armies of bats.
John, I've never seen thousands of bats anywhere but the movies when they come out of a cave with Dracula or something.
I'm telling you, Jamie.
Thousands.
So I had a company come out and they installed these little doors to be able to get them out.
They can't go back in?
Right.
Yeah.
Went through great life. But they called it a maternity colony because it was huge. That's what they called it, a maternity colony.
Wow.
It was massive.
Yeah. It's Cindy, thanks for the question. You need to return to TV. I don't know. We'll see. You know, there's offers out there. And it depends, because I'm not going to just return to TV to return to TV. The thing is, I don't want to ever go back to TV and have somebody in charge of us telling me what to do and everything else. We've never had that before. We've always been solo and free and do our own investigations, our method, our style. So anyways, so let's see. Hello from Southern California. Hello, Joanne. Thank you for joining us tonight. We have about 1,000 people in chat right now. We caught one as a all right. So AJ says we caught one as a kid. AJ, I can tell you that's honestly one of the first times I remember having a fear of bats was when I was fishing at night. Because Jim, you know, in New York, we used to fish for bullheads at night.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was fishing, had my line out, and a bat came down and got caught in my line and all wrapped up. And I was trying to get it out, and the thing kept on trying to bite me. And I don't know, from there, it just creeped me the hell out. I never thought about bats until then. So,
well, going back to all those who are defending bats, I get it. But let me just say this about bats. The reason for me that they are troubling is they carry a lot of diseases, but apart from that, they're so erratic. And despite the fact that they are pretty good getting around with their echolocation, they're not perfect, and they run into things and they run into people. And I've actually been on an investigation where a guy had one fly in his mouth. It went into his mouth and he had to pull it out of his mouth. That's pretty disgusting. I don't care if it's a bat or a fly or a spider. I don't want it in my mouth.
No. Yeah, let's see. Jocelyn says fishing at night scarier than any bat. No, I don't know. I fish. I love fishing at night.
Fishing at night's the best. It's the best,
especially in saltwater, because then we turn on the underwater lights on my boat. John, you've been with me. We just turn on the lights underneath, and it attracts all the squid. And then as we're sitting there, we can watch the squid, and then you see, you know, the blues come in and the stripers and the sharks, and it's awesome.
The amount of fish we attract with those night lights are ridiculous. It's awesome.
Yes, it
works well.
Linda, hi from Australia. Have you done any investigations there and down under or plan to? I would love to get out there at some point. I've got some good friends out there. I'd love to check out some areas. I know Chris Williams lived out there for many years, so she knows some great locations out there as well. So you never know. We'll have to see. All right. Let's see here. So Amanda says, would you ever consider private investigations with fans? We do some of those. We've actually done some at different locations where we can do fundraisers for the property. And right now we're talking with Fort Mifflin and a couple places like that about doing some. So we'll see in the near future. We'll see what comes up. But we'd love to raise money for those locations to stay open and to keep themselves operational. So have you ever investigated Orange Correctional? Isn't that the one in?
It's in New York, I think,
Yeah, it's
right?
New York. I investigated there. I actually filmed there. I had my daughter Haley with me, and Angela from the Taps family was with us. So, and that place is owned by Christian, the soccer star. All right, let's see. Shelby says, I love it that you guys don't fake it. I cannot stand those paranormal shows where they get possessed every single episode. Well, thank you very much, Shelby. I don't think I've ever been possessed in an episode. It's not that I don't think. I know for a fact I haven't been possessed in an episode, let alone possessed in general. So I think those people who tend to get possessed all the time, it's very theatrical.
Actually, that brings me to something I wanted to ask you. You've got more experience than probably anybody in this field. Have you ever been in a situation where like you felt unsafe on like a spiritual side or anything like that on an investigation?
You know what? I have. We have had cases where like Steve, me, and some other TAPS members were stuck in a place out in Skowhegan where we were waiting for clergy to show up. And we got hit by a blizzard and everything. I mean, we were stuck there for 3 days, and that was a severe inhuman type haunting. So, and there was nothing we could do. I mean, Jodi Picoult, New York Times bestselling author, was with me at one point, and she wrote about some of the stuff in one of her books. So, but yeah, I mean, the place was crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah. So, but I would never turn around and run from it. I'm there to investigate. I'm there to help out who needs us. So that's why I never understood people who have to lock themselves in. It's like, why do you got to lock yourself in? I mean, you shouldn't feel like you need to run out anyway, or that you might run out.
Right.
So thank you very much for the $10, Natalie. Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. I can't see the goal. Do you see the goal?
I do not.
Where did the goal go? I thought I did it right. I don't know. You guys see a goal? I'm not talking to chat now. Do you guys see a goal on YouTube?
Hello, Monica. Welcome to chat. Hang on, I got to get our. All right, and everybody give Jen a big hello. She's our mod. She's a phenomenal person. She stubbed her toe and looked down. It was pointing. I don't even know what the hell she's talking about, but I just showed it. So
she has her work cut out for her with all these people on here. Oh,
Meatloaf loved investigating with you. Has he said hi since he passed? Karna, he hasn't, but we'll see. I mean, I love him dearly. He was a family member to me, and and to all my family. So I knew all my kids, and I was good friends with his wife and his kids as well. So. But thank you, Sherry, for the $10. What are your thoughts on Annabelle doll being on tour? Well, first off, it's a doll, and to be honest, there's a lot of incorrect information about that doll and things that have been said about that and stories that have been made up about that. So honestly, I think, as for the doll being on tour, I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
I just love the way you said it.
I'm trying to be very.
As for the doll being on tour.
Yeah. I mean, and I've never had this thing about, haunted doll. I mean, I'll just throw it to my damn dogs. Let them handle it. It's a doll. I've never understood that. So.
But you have to admit, though, we walk into a room, like, in fact, in this investigation that'll be released next Monday at the Randolph County Asylum, there's a room full of dolls. When you walk in and all those dolls are looking at you, it is creepy.
That's the creep. That's the creepy part of it. But I'm not expecting it to be like a puppet master.
Yeah, right.
Where these things are trying to kill me and stuff.
Right.
So,
they just look creepy.
Well, yeah, they do.
I think that it's hard to beat though the mannequins. When people set up these mannequins in these locations, I can prepare myself and say there's going to be a mannequin around that corner, and it'll get me every time. Something as tall as me as you staring at you in a dark room, gets you every time.
Yeah, no mannequins, and we seem to run into them everywhere we go.
Seriously, it's true.
Yeah. So, and we've got some really cool investigations coming up too. Now, I can't say too much where, but Jim, yeah, I think I told you, my good friend, many of you might know the actor, William Forsythe, he reached out to me and wants us to investigate one of his places. He's been having crazy activity going on. So we're going to check that out. And I mean, we have some wild locations lined up.
Yeah, we've got some great stuff. We've got a few that we've already investigated, actually, that we're excited to present as well. There's just a lot of stuff. We've had a great run here, traveling all over the place and seeing some really cool places and working with some great people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Jacob. Good to see all three of you. Fantastic team. What, if anything, besides bats or dangerous people, would or could scare you away from a location? I mean, we've dealt with pretty much it all. And I think all three of us, I mean, John, you as, a paramedic and everything, you've seen some of the worst as well. Jim, you and I have been through the hell and back on things. Yeah, I don't think, the living scare the hell out of me because you never know who's on the other side of that door.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, I mean, the paranormal doesn't faze me.
Exactly. Bailey Seaton was an example. I mean, there was concern sometimes where at one point might have heard somebody, and it's you don't want to make sure you're not running into the homeless people or somebody that's going to come after you. You got to have those eyes on the back of your head for sure.
And we were worried about that at Bailey Seaton. We heard what we thought were people talking, and it was as real as we thought. A couple of squatters were around the corner from us, and we never really determined what it was because we didn't find anybody.
Exactly.
But we did hear it, and we were concerned because you don't know if they're armed. You don't know if they're going to come at you with a syringe. God knows what they'll do.
Exactly.
That's the scariest thing that at least that I know personally that I've ever had to deal with, is just the thought of that might happen. And the ghosts, not so. I mean, yeah, we get startled, we get, we gasp, we say, "What was that?" We do whatever, but scared? No, not really scared.
Marjorie says, "John, you are so funny looking." Oh, sorry, I added looking. I added the looking part.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
One
not
word,
what it
John,
says. For those of you at home, that's not what it says.
Just one word, just like one letter, can change the whole meaning of a sentence. So you got to add those R's, John.
I'm telling you, in some situations, the R's are useless. You don't need an R.
Tell me a situation.
Ka. Park the car in the garage.
You need an R. You need an R for car.
A ka is what a seagull sound makes. It's the sound of a seagull. That's not something you drive. It's a seagull's
noise. We drive cars, Rhode Island.
We drive You drive what in Rhode Island? I drive a truck. I don't drive a
that's true. I do too.
Yeah. Well, it's a truck. It's not a tuk. All right.
It's situational, Jay. Situational.
There's no situational about it. My God. I love Rhode Island, 4 months out of the year. But other than that, I love the people of Rhode Island. I just hate the accent. So let's see. I probably just freaking disassociated myself from all my people.
Hey, Timothy, thanks for gifting
the $5 super chat.
Yeah, and Timothy, thank you for gifting all those subscriptions.
Oh, yes.
The memberships. I mean, thank you so much for doing that. As everybody knows, the subscriptions are free. If you're on Facebook watching this and you get a chance, jump over to YouTube and subscribe on YouTube. It's free, like most.
Yeah, it doesn't cost anything. Of course, you can join the membership, but you don't have to. So you can watch everything as well. So it's just the memberships, of course, help us out. So thank you so much, Eternal Paranormal, for the $5 super chat. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Pamela, thank you so much for the $5. I live in an hour north of Haunted Town, Clifton, Arizona. Is that place a possibility? Yeah, actually, I was just speaking with some people from Arizona who have a bunch of haunted locations.
Michelle Curry tucks it for hemorrhoids.
I don't see what you're talking about.
Oh,
hang on. Wait.
That's
it's on Facebook.
Okay, tucks it for him. Hang on. There you go. Thank you, Michelle. See, R's are important, John. So we do. So Jim, we did have some video, right? That we So there's all these videos that people post on TikTok and other places, and they're always claiming it's like they caught a ghost and everything else. We really haven't seen these videos, so it'd be interesting to see these videos and just give our takes on them.
Yeah, I agree. Is this? Yeah. Am I supposed to do that?
I don't know. we never plan anything out. We just wing it when we come in. So it's like, Lisa says, so excited to see you in New Jersey again this year. Yeah, JV will be there this year as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to
We
be
have him shoved in some corner, and
I'll be in some corner, my face into the corner with a dunce cap on.
Yeah, you're not allowed to look out. So. Thank you so much, Jan, for the $10 super chat. Best way to start the week. You guys are crazy. Can't wait for the next investigation. Are we crazy?
Well,
I think crazy like a fox.
Oh, wow, that was
we might meet the clinical definition.
In 83, Jim. So, Jesus. Let's see. CPR, Commonwealth Paranormal. I know people have been telling us we got to get out to this cabin on 360, Jim. So we need to really look into this.
You're gonna have to help me out. Cabin on 360.
Yeah, this cabin on 360.
What's 360? Is that a route?
You have to just type it in. I don't know the answer to that yet. All right.
You've been seeing it come up a lot?
Yeah. And last few times we've done lives as well. Terry says your banter is a plus on the show. Well, and I think, well, thank you. That means a lot. I think it's because we know each other so well. I mean, John and me hang out all the time. And it's, he's literally right across the water from me. I can see his house looking out the window. I constantly got to send a message being like, turn off that damn light. Cause he aims this one freaking light at the water and it reflects off the water and right into my house.
It is pretty bright.
And it's like, who needs a 2,000 watt bulb sitting at the freaking lakeside?
I'll get the laser pointer out.
The sun went down 2 hours ago, man. Turn that shit off. So, and Jim and me, we've known each other for 20 plus years. I mean, yeah. And we all hang out all the time. So the banter is real. It's not made up. We constantly make fun of each other. Well, I mean, Jim and me, we're always making fun of John. So it's like, it's easy. Jeez, he gives us endless material. 1,000 bats in my house. It's like, what? Really?
I'm telling you, listen.
Not 1,000. No, not 1,000.
I've been to your house. Wait, I've been to your house. You can't have 1,000 bats in there. You would never move. I'm just kidding. But John, so one night, John was trying to get me to go out with him and Dave on our jet skis.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, dude, I'm not going out there. There's bats all over the pond and everything. They're like, they take off. Dave comes back with a bat plastered to the front of his jet ski, just plastered there that he hit it like 60 miles an hour. Like, that's the reason I'm not going to go jet skiing. And well, let alone it's illegal. But yeah.
What does that do? But yeah. I mean, what are the odds? There's got to be a lot of them flying across the water at night for us to hit it.
Yeah, man. You and I have gone out on a boat at night, and it's like you turn on the lights, and just the lake is covered.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much, Beth, for the $10 $9.99 super chat. You should come to the Palmer House in Minnesota. Actually, yeah, I was talking to somebody about that just recently. So, and there's the awesome Beth O'Brien, who brought us into West Hill Manor. Just at the Shanley this past Saturday. Awesome place. Shanley is a great place. We love it. All right, let's see here.
You're both bald. You have that in common too. That's hilarious.
Yeah. It's easier being bald. I don't have to worry about my hair getting messed up.
It really is, honestly. 10 out of 10 recommend it.
Yeah. I think everybody should shave their head.
Jim, join the club.
And I'm afraid to see what I would look like without hair.
You'd look like a POW.
Probably.
You would, yeah.
I did have my head shaved when I was in the Air Force, and I still have that picture, and it is freaking ridiculous.
So, Jim, here, I'm going to put up the link somebody just sent for the cabin on 360. So,
oh, yeah, it's in Mechanicsville, Virginia, as somebody said. So, where are you putting that link?
Well, they had just posted it in the comments.
Oh, I see what you did. Got it.
So, JV Shave Challenge.
Yeah, it's going to take something really, really valuable to make me do that, or to encourage me to do that.
Like what?
I don't know. I mean, like, hey, I would do it if we got 100,000 subscribers in a month. New subscribers.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Wait, so you'd shave your head. So right now, guys, thank you. First off, I want to say thanks for making this page a success. I mean, we're up to like 155,000. So Jim says if we hit what 250,000, you'll shave your head, Jim.
In a month. If we grow 100,000 subscribers in a month, I mean that I'm not committing to that. I'm saying that's
it sounds like you're committing to that.
That's
that's
like
the kind of thing that I would consider committing to.
Oh,
So if you wanted to make that a promotion and do something like that,
that's like me saying
board.
if we hit 1 million, I'd shape my goatee.
Don't you think that'd be worth it?
My goatee. I don't know. I haven't seen my
it'll
baby
grow
ass
back.
face. I haven't seen my baby ass face in forever. I know. No, I can grow a whole beard within 3-4 weeks. So it's not. Yeah.
It'll grow back.
Thank you so much, Eternal, for the $5. What's the funniest moment you guys have all had on an investigation? I feel like we all have had that one time.
We may have different answers for this. If you ask JV and I, it might be the bat. Jay's not going to find that to be funny.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
don't find that the least bit amusing.
It's true. We've had a lot of fun. We spend a lot of time laughing. I mean, we really do. If we had alternate cuts of all our investigations as a comedy show, we'd have a whole nother series of shows.
We really should put together just a blooper reel.
Most of it's off color, though. I'm not sure that we can get away with some of it.
I mean,
it's guys being guys. Let's be fair.
Exactly.
So, I want to see Jason shave his goatee, but Pamela says, keep the goatee, Jason. All right, then. Well, then I could say if we got 1 million subscribers, I'd keep the goatee, but I'll still keep the goatee, so I don't give a shit. So, I don't know. Whatever. I think I would scare the hell out of the grandkids and stuff if I didn't have my goatee.
Well, you can paint it on for a while until it grows back.
They'd be like, "Who are you?"
We could get you a fake one. You could kind of,
a fake goatee,
glue it on until the other one comes back.
I would I'd hide out for a week. I'd have my goatee back. So
you know what would happen is your dogs would go crazy.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah. It would.
I mean, this is something we can seriously consider. I mean, I would definitely consider doing that for a significant promotion like that. I think I would.
If you said you were going to shave your head, I would log off right now, go spend $1,000 to promote the hell out of the site just to get the subscribers to see your ass shave your head.
I was just going to say, Jay, we think we need a billboard on Route 95 in Providence.
Yeah, I mean, my God, I would. Yeah, just so I knew, I'd be like, oh yeah, 20 grand, yeah, we'll do it. Yeah,
make it rain.
Wow. Now I'm torn.
Well, you wouldn't be if you had a nice shaved head.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you guys know this. Now, I don't know, John. I don't know how long you've been bald. Actually, I think maybe you told me at one point, Jay. I know you've been bald for a long time. When you first shave your head, for somebody who isn't bald, it's kind of weird looking. Your head's not quite ready for it. Your scalp looks really funky.
Oh yeah, white.
You need to get the little tan on there.
Yeah. So over time, it starts to normalize.
So the best time to shave your head would be summertime, so you can get the tan.
Then get the sunburn on the top of my head.
Summertime.
That is true.
All right. Well, yeah, there you go. Cracklin says 3 shaved heads. You guys could call yourself cue ball. Yeah. I don't know a bunch of
Diane, I'm not saying that me being bald is a great move. I'm saying I'd consider doing it for a good promotion, that built the channel up or something, for something like that. Maybe we do it as a fundraiser for cancer or something. I don't know, but for a good reason, I'd consider doing it.
That's the stuff like I used to do Who Wants to Be a Millionaire for Cure Kids Cancer and Hasbro Children's Hospital and stuff. And yeah, I mean, anytime you can raise money for that stuff's great.
And what we should do is if we shave my head, we collect the hair, we make a wig out of it, and John has to wear that at the next investigation.
There you go. Yeah.
I'll do it. Sign me up.
Oh, man.
Did my audio just change? Just came up, my audio changed.
That sounds the same to me.
Yeah, no change here.
Is it true Rhode Island has the worst drivers in the country? Well, that's what they say. And I don't think it's the worst drivers. I think in Rhode Island, you have a bunch of people who just don't give a shit. So they just, they're not horrible drivers. They'll just drive through anything.
Well, the other thing is blinkers are optional here. There's that. People go through stop signs. I mean, I don't know. I think they are among some of the toughest drivers to be around. I was hanging with a friend of mine from out of state recently, and we were just driving, and in a few minutes that we were together, you saw them go through red lights. You saw people change lanes on blinkers. So I don't know.
Yeah, they just had a thing. They were putting these cameras over on Greenwich Ave in Warwick. John, I don't know if you saw the news report on this.
Are these speed cameras?
Yeah, well, yeah, and they're red light cameras as well, because there's so many infractions, and they estimated the estimation was $54,000 in ticket revenue per day.
Per day?
Per day.
That's wild.
Per day at tickets at $75 a pop. Mm-hmm. So that tells you how much. I mean, yeah. I mean, red lights are optional in Rhode Island too, I guess. So that's fine. Stop signs and yeah.
Well, I can say this. I've driven around Europe several times, and there are no rules, zero rules whatsoever. They drive up on the sidewalks to go around you. There's absolutely zero rules.
That's because Jim's still driving on the American side. So
they're driving up on the sidewalk.
Yeah. Everybody else is like, what the hell, dude?
That's only England. The continent, they drive on the right, just like we do.
Oh my God.
Tried driving in Florida. It's really bad. Yeah, I've been down there. Yeah, a lot of people do not know how to drive. So let's see here. There's like 1,200 people in here.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with it. It's moving fast.
All right, Jim, there you go. Shave all your heads and call yourself the Ghostly Gleamers.
Ghostly Gleamers. Ooh.
Yeah, well, the thing, you got to have the right head for it, too. It's like some people shave their head. It just doesn't look right, but
that's what I'm saying.
Nice glow.
That's what I'm saying, Jay.
Where it all like blends in. It's the same color.
Exactly.
Oh. Let's see. All right, let's see. Michelle says, you three had me in tears at Jim Jones' childhood church. Sorry, Jason, but that was funny. It was not funny, Michelle. It was highly dangerous. We could have died.
We could have died.
Well, I didn't even realize, man, I say the stupid shit when we're doing it too. And it's like at one point, I don't know, one of you guys turned to me and I'm like, we're dead. We're dead. And it's true. That's just where my brain goes to.
Well, that was a funny moment because we'd had the one was in the grate, right? In the heat grate. And I went to do something with one of the static cameras and I opened the door and another one was like right there flying in that little tiny room. And then you're like, we're all going to die.
We're dead. We're dead. There's two of them. Baby oil will give you a nice glow. Yeah. Especially if you get it from Diddy's house. All right. Yeah. Let's see. Jason has the perfect sunglasses tan line. Reverse Batman. Do I have sunglass tan? I don't think so.
Well, it looks like you do from my thing, but it could just be the way the light's hitting you. I don't know.
Damn it. Really? Hang on. I think it's just the light.
Yeah. Looks like it.
Gina at Empirical Paranormal asked how many bats were there. I think if we were being realistic about the number of bats, there was at least 4 bats flying around the Jim Jones boyhood. I think there was at least 4. There may have been
only told me at 2, you bastards. That's not funny.
I'm pretty sure there was at least 4.
Oh my God.
I mean, there weren't 4 of them flying around our heads at the same time. We had them closed off in different rooms and stuff. But there were 4 different bats.
All right. So Daniel says, oh yes, have Jason dye his beard some outrageous color scheme. I mean, I got to get rid of these grays somehow. Oh, crap. All right. Let's see. Jason, have you ever been to Woonsocket? Yes, I try to stay out of Woonsocket. It's a running joke. If we get lost, we'll end up in Woonsocket. Yeah, I mean,
that's a bad place or what?
Well, yeah. I mean, as a Rhode Islander, you try to avoid Woonsocket.
Okay,
that's true.
I want to mention something else about the Jim Jones Boyhood Church investigation. We've had a lot of people comment about the meaning of the sand. Remember the sand in that second floor room?
Yeah.
It seems to be that a lot of folks are saying that some of the Christian religions use sand to indicate you write your sins and your troubles into the sand, and then you can wipe it away as though God was clearing you or absolving you of those sins.
I would need a much bigger sandbox. It would have, yeah.
A lot of folks indicated that was most likely the meaning. I don't know if that's confirmed or anybody has absolute knowledge that that's what it was there for, because it puzzled us. We had no idea.
Seems pretty logical to me. Yeah.
Hello, Sharon from Rolling Hills. Thanks for stopping in, hon. It's always good to see you. Oh, Sharon says, well, there's an EVP or two in our Vortex Room video.
Oh.
We'll have to
revisit that. Yeah, definitely.
But if anybody's ever around Batavia, New York, or anywhere, you got to check out Rolling Hills. One of my favorite places.
One of our favorites. Absolutely.
That was awesome.
Jacob says, "What is Woonsocket?" Well, let's see. I don't even know how to refer to it because John, somebody told me it was the Rhode Island's genetic cesspool for the French.
I just, I'm not going to comment on this one.
Yeah.
Woonsocket. It's a city or town, city in Rhode Island, in northern Rhode Island.
Yeah, is that all you got?
That's it. That's all I'm saying.
That's it.
That's it.
All right. So Joe asks, "What is the old Taft building in Rhode Island used for today?" Right now, it's a tattoo parlor. We ended up moving out of there after we went on the road to film some investigations and came back to find 4 feet of water in the basement and all our equipment, Pelican cases floating. So, yeah, good times.
Laura, sorry if we missed a comment or a question. We're not doing that intentionally. If we're hitting the same people's questions, that's not intentional.
Laura, who? Jim, Laura, who? Are you able?
It is Laura scares you, I think.
Oh, all right.
So it's Laura scares you. Oh, that's funny.
All right, well, I'm trying to find it. This is another Laura.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I remember years ago you investigated Lilydale, New York. I never investigated there, but I did talks there, and they could only fit 1,000 people per day, so we used to have to do numerous. We'd have to do 2 to 3 talks, so we could get 2,000 to 3,000 people through there. I don't see it, Jim. Everything's moving so fast.
Well, Laura, if you want to repost the question, I'll keep an eye out for it.
You should be able to click on it too. So
yeah, that's true. I'll keep an eye out for it.
Love Lilydale. Lilydale's a great place. Phenomenal people there too. I was supposed to talk there last year or the year before, but I had a situation that kind of came up with my schedule.
Marjorie, you're from Sodus, New York. Where's Sodus, New York? I haven't heard of it. Where is it?
Diane, CVS Corporate is in Woonsocket. I work for CVS. Yes, right. I actually did a lot of the plumbing up there. So all right. So Crystal asks, "Have you ever been to Mercy Brown's grave?" Many times. It's
we got a video.
Yeah,
with it actually.
Right. And John and me, we did a video testing out Tesla, where they said that Teslas are picking up ghosts, and we put that test. We put it to the test to see. So
Marjorie, we tested a Tesla.
Marjorie, you say it's in upstate New York. Where though? I'm in upstate New York. It's a big area. I'm curious. Are you near Syracuse? Are you near Albany? You even further north, up near Ogdensburg or something?
That's the one thing I like about Rhode Island, man, is somebody can say I'm from, whatever, and you know exactly where it is because Rhode Island's 42 miles by 37 miles.
Right. There's only 39 cities and towns in the whole thing. Crazy.
So let's see.
We should go back to Lilydale, Jay. We haven't been there in a while, and it's always had fun there.
Jen, hello from Boston, Jay. How about the Boston Omni Hotel? Have you investigated that? It's supposed to be haunted. I have not investigated there. I've stayed there, but I have not investigated there. Let's see.
Sodus is up near Syracuse. I actually used to live in Syracuse. I lived in Baldwinsville for a while. I owned some radio stations in Syracuse for a while, so very familiar with that area, but I don't remember Sodus.
Amy says, I remember watching you guys back in the day. Y'all went to a lighthouse. If I didn't believe before I believed that, you guys caught an apparition peeking over. Yeah, that was St. Augustine Lighthouse. We weren't even supposed to be filming there. So we got lucky on that one. Laura Binky Helms, you guys should come back to Ohio. Oh, hang on. We got somebody posting about defending Woodstock. Here we go. Christine, I mean, it's better than Warwick. I'll never forget checking into the Micro Hotel or Motel 6. I can't remember which one they had. A TV in the lobby, waiting for check-in. There's an episode of Live PD. Oh, yes. Yeah, Live PD used to be doing in Warwick. Actually, a good friend, Craig.
Sorka, yep.
Yeah, now he's on Coventry.
Yep. And
I see him all the time. So the other day I was driving down the road and Coventry police officer coming by, whips around. I'm like, damn it. I'm like, he's going to pull me over. And he whips past me and he pulls over the other car. And I text him like, Craig, did you just pull over somebody? He goes, yeah. I go, I thought you were coming after me. I was in the black truck. He goes, oh, you were next. I was like, oh, damn. So lucked out on that one.
So Laura scares you, asks, have you ever actually witnessed things moving on their own at a haunted location?
Yes. Yes, we have.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. I mean, had that numerous times. Even on Ghost Hunters, we did some investigations where we were able to document objects moving.
I think one of the most recent ones that we actually caught was that rocking chair at the Bundy house.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. In upstate New York. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Monica, how is Dave, Steve, and Sherry doing? They're doing great. I was just with them in Pennsylvania just recently. So, yeah, they're doing wonderful. And eventually I'll have them film some stuff with us. So just everybody's trying to get their lives situated. Dave moved and Steve's been trying to promote a book and everything else. So let's see. Jackie Boney says, out of all the paranormal groups out there, the only ones are you, Jason, and Project Fear. You two are the real deal, in my opinion. Y'all right. And the crew from Project Fear they're great. Dakota and Chelsea and Tanner and Alex. I mean, they're phenomenal people. And a lot of people didn't understand. A lot of people looked at their show in the past and might have had an issue with it, but they didn't understand it. It was, Destination Fear and all that. They would go in to try to test their fear. They weren't investigating the paranormal. So, and they're phenomenal at what they do. They're just a great bunch of people. All right, let's see. Wasn't Cracklin? Wasn't St. Augustine Lighthouse ghost supposed? No, it was never debunked. I mean, there was a sensor up in the top that went off anytime people went up there, and whatever we caught never sent that sensor off. So, all right, Jim. They say I'm from Cortland, New York. It's 30 miles south of Syracuse.
Yeah, I know Cortland. Yeah, absolutely familiar with Cortland.
Oh, and Marjorie says Sodus, New York is near Ontario Lake.
Oh, okay. So like up near Plattsburgh, or not Plattsburgh, Oswego, that kind of thing. Oswego's right on the lake.
Burley, so would you do another TV series? I would if the situations were right. Again, it's one of those things where I've never had to work for a production company or a network. TAPS has always been its own entity, and it just needs to stay that way because I'm never going to do something where somebody's going to tell me what to do or how to do it. So
I'm maybe not confused, but I guess I need to ask this question. In our YouTube chat, there's an account that says The Cabin on 360. Is this the same?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, got it. And it's in Mechanicsville, Virginia, right? Well, then let's set us up, Cabin on 360. Let's do this.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Cracklin says, just to further his question, I saw some show with a group saying they debunked St. Augustine Lighthouse, but I don't believe it. Anybody can say that they did whatever, but yeah, it's never been debunked. I mean, and there was nobody else in the lighthouse. They would have had to have come by cameras and everything else. They would have been seen numerous ways. So yeah, what we caught was what we caught. G Guy Goodson, what do you think about buying products from Ghost Stop? I think Sean is a phenomenal person. He's a good friend of mine. Yeah, he's always working to try to further the field. So yeah, I think it's great. Makes some great equipment. So in the cabin on 360 says, how do I reach you? Email failed. You gonna respond to that, Jim?
Yeah, I already did.
All right, good. Look at that. And Bitter Troll. I love it. He says, I can say I debunked the sun, but the sun will still rise tomorrow. That's correct.
Right, exactly.
And a lot of people will say, oh, we debunked that because they're looking for some sort of credibility boost or whatever. But all right, show me. So anybody can say anything, but no, there was no way to debunk that. I mean, we caught what we caught. You could see right through it. So, and whatever it was made it up like 4 flights of stairs and, geez, milliseconds. So
I think I can, with pretty good confidence, pretty sincere confidence, debunk John's claim that he had thousands of bats in his house. I'll go out on that limb. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm calling bullshit.
Thousands.
I'm telling you. 1,001 as well. Whatever.
The worst part, Jim, though, even if he had said there were hundreds of bats, you and I would have been like hundreds of bats.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had 6 bats.
He was screwed no matter what he said.
But if he'd gone the other way, if he said 1 million bats, we would have just assumed he was, known he was exaggerating, and everybody would have been fine. But the thousands of bat claims, right in that sweet spot where we had to call him on it.
Michelle Curry, your St. Augustine investigation was spot on. I mean, it was a great place.
Terry brings up a really good point. Terry Solaris, if you have, I know just with a couple of bats, that bat guano has a real distinct odor to it.
So let me tell you about that.
Okay.
That was
while you tell me about that, I'm getting a tissue for my nose because I know you and you're going to talk forever. So I'll be right back.
So I knew I had a significant amount of bats in the area because of the lake. But on a hot day, like when it would hit 90 degrees and on the balcony above my great room, you would smell it. It was actually like horrendous.
Yeah, it's bad.
And I didn't know what it was. And that's when I had called some people out, and they're like, that's bat guano. I mean, it was was brutal.
He's still talking?
Yeah, he is.
Damn it. All right,
just getting into it. He's starting to act it out, too. He's starting to go through the acting.
Oh, yeah.
And Daniel makes a great point. He goes, how can you debunk something you haven't investigated? Exactly.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to say, it's like we have videos that we can share here in a minute, and it's videos of people catching stuff. Now we can give our impression of what we think it is, but I mean, we weren't there, so we can only say what we think. But yeah, I debunked this and that, and full of it.
Yeah, it's not our evidence. It's not our cameras. We weren't there.
Yeah. Terry says, John, your house would have smelled like a cave.
No, let me tell you, she's 100% right.
It kind of already does.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding. Actually, your house is kept really nice. All right, let's see. Jason, what is your favorite location? Well, I mean, I love St. Augustine Lighthouse. I love Waverly Hills, Rolling Hills, Stanley Hotel. I mean, that's just in the United States. So there's so many great locations.
Did I just see some news, or maybe we talked about it and I forgot that we talked about it, but did I just see some news about the Stanley Hotel making some changes?
Yeah, well, it's sold. They sold.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sold from some crazy number then. It was, it was like a lot of money. And it's funny because before you investigated there, they're about ready to close it up.
Yeah, they were. So Let's see. All right. All right. So Cabin on 360 says, email sent. Looking forward to hearing back from y'all.
Perfect.
We look forward to getting down there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Casey Dang says, Eastern State not mentioned. It is one of my favorite places. So, but it's tough because there's so many ways in and out of locations there that you just need to be careful. And it's a tough place to investigate. All right. Stephen McGraw asks, how angry were you traveling to California to investigate the restaurant that the owners tried to set up as on? I was fuming. And the network didn't want to air it. They didn't want to air that. And I fought with them left and right about getting them to air that because, if a place is willing to fake something, then call their show it, put it out there, show the kind of things that they're willing to do. So, all right, what do we got?
I think it was, you're absolutely right to do that too, because I think that's one of the most important episodes in the early seasons of Ghost Hunters, because it demonstrates first of all, your ability to uncover the fraud. And secondly, what people will go through to try to get some attention.
Absolutely. 100%. Thank you so much, Dan, for the $10 super chat. Fantastic video, guys. I live down the road from Rolling Hills and love going there too. Keep up the fantastic work. I always look forward to the uploads.
And I think when we hear about locations and people approach us, we try and do our homework to find out if there's a reason why they're calling us off. They're selling the property or they're doing something to try and generate some publicity for themselves, and it's not truly what it's being presented to us as.
Yeah, Matthew, that's right. The fake blue face in the mirror. They had moving chandeliers. They had speakers built into the ceiling, and it was what the hell was it called? Oh man, I forgot exactly what it was called.
Moss Beach
Distillery. Yep. Renee says, dude, we're on Eastern State. Never forget it. Yeah, well, either will I. Why run from something? Marjorie asks, how big is Rhode Island? Very small. It's like 42 miles by 37 miles. It's honestly smaller than a lot of cities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can drive through the whole thing the long way in 45 minutes on 95.
Tony, thanks for the $4.99 super chat. Yeah, you can. In Rhode Island, I can be in 2 different states in 15 minutes, just depending on if I go north or south.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Joe says, wasn't the Queen Mary a fraud too? You know what? So I have to say about the Queen Mary, I think that the place has activity, but I think certain individuals there tried to fake things and tried to do things to our equipment. There were a certain person who had access, the key to access a room where one of our cameras were in. And we looked for that person for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then all of a sudden they appeared. And that's when we went to the room and we found our camera. We found some evidence and we looked. And so I think some people were manipulating things on that. So, all right. Cracklin, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you ever investigated the Comedy Store? Are we talking the one in California? Because if so, I have not. We were asked to do it years back, but there was a conflict in schedules. All right, let's see. Got other ones, Jim? I see they're all showing up. I didn't know if there were any specifics.
I'm just reading the one about the bat guano. You can get scabies from bat poop, cat poop, and poop class 101. Stay away from poop.
Putting your clothes on a hotel room floor.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. It's like nasty. Thinning the veil. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey guys, what is the creepiest EVP that you have captured? A big hello from Ontario, Canada. Well, I mean, ones that say our name, or we had one back in Ghost Hunters that said I like the one in the hat. That was pretty shocking.
Didn't we have one? And forgive me, because some of these investigations start to blend together over time in the group that we've just done. But didn't we have one? Wasn't it at the Sterling Mine where we heard your name?
Was it the Sterling Mine?
Was that the Sterling Mine?
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't remember.
I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah,
yeah. Well, it
I don't
sounded like
remember.
What
my
was
name, yeah.
might have been
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Sorry.
I remember that though. We did have that happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Laughing Donkey asks, do you guys think it's possible if you get a car from a person who you later found out died in it, could that car be haunted? Well, yeah, but my question, how did you get the car from person? Oh, so they sold you the car and then, well, later on they
Maybe like
died.
a fatal accident they're talking about, and then the car gets rebuilt and sold.
If you get a car from a person who you later found out died in it, how did you get the car in the first place?
I see. Yeah. So I mean,
That's a conundrum.
talking about the paramedic side of stuff. I mean, we've had people roll off the side of the road because they've had a heart attack and they go into cardiac arrest. So eventually, that car gets sold. So maybe
Yeah.
that's what they're talking about.
Maybe, I mean, yeah, there's been claims of, vehicles being haunted and stuff. Tony, have you ever investigated in Georgia? Yeah, we've investigated numerous places. We haven't done it yet for YouTube, but I mean, we'll end up getting down there. And Carmen asks, have you done Madame Tussauds, the Wax Museum? I have, the one in California. We filmed there. The three of you going overseas in the future? I would love to. We've been talking with different people, Beardo and them, about getting over there and checking out some places in the UK. So you very well might see that. What were you going to say, Jim?
God, no, I don't remember now. I don't remember what I was going to say, Jay. I'm reading all these, and I was going to comment on one of them, and
Mary. That was the one. Yeah, like the one in the hat. That was Wolf Manor, which I guess is not there anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
Shoot.
All right. Pam Harris asks, Jason seems to have been everywhere. What is the one place you haven't been but still want to go? I want to check out the Colosseum in Rome. I mean, just the amount of deaths and the way that happened there, I think that would be phenomenal.
Well, you've got the other side of that too, because not only was there a lot of death and carnage because of what they did there, but you had a lot of people there who went there for enjoyment, went there for entertainment. Maybe they had great times there, and we often think that people might return to a place that they had fond memories of. So you've got both sides of that equation, which would make it really, really interesting.
And not only that, but I had visited there a few years ago. One of the things that I learned, I was surprised to know, was the Catholic Church stepped in to save that place and restore it and keep it the way it is. It was the Catholic Church for a while that actually owned it. There was crosses put on the Colosseum.
Well, I mean, they definitely have the money to do it. So,
yeah.
Well,
Tiffany, would you ever investigate the Buffalo Central Terminal again? I love those episodes. I loved it there. I would definitely check the place out again.
Laughing Donkey, you don't need to help Jason with the age jokes, but thank you.
No, I mean they pretty much make themselves up.
I'm not going to read it.
All right, Barbara, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Will you come back to investigate Star Clark Tin Shop again in Mexico, New York? Yeah, I don't think we got enough time there because we ended up having a family emergency and we had to leave out of there. But I would check that place out again.
Yeah, it was a tough place to investigate because we were there early in the day trying to get some preliminary stuff done, and it's right on a pretty busy street. There are a lot of loud cars going back and forth, which kind of made it impossible during the day anyway to get anything accomplished, and then we had to rush out of there.
All right, and let's see, Lancaster Paranormal Research Team. You should investigate this place in Columbia, PA. It's called the Market House. So many things are happening there. We'll have to check that out.
Yeah, we love these suggestions, guys. It's really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And let's see. Tony, ever investigated in Georgia? Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. If yes, what was the most haunted place? Well, I mean, we checked out plantations in Georgia. I checked out the Georgia Aquarium while we were there. I actually got to dive with the whale sharks.
That's not John's knee. That's his microphone. It may look like his knee,
John's knee.
but it's his
Your knee, John's
microphone.
like this.
Yeah.
John's knee. As you can see, I'm in shorts. So, all right. Let's hope that's his knee or microphone. Yeah. My God. All right.
That rumors are true. Anyways, what do we got?
I highly doubt it. So, all right. Dakota Myrick, bring Andy Andrews and Brian Harnois back. No, that won't be happening. So we wish him the best, though.
So Beverly asks in Facebook, no. Where'd it go? Okay. Somebody asked in Facebook, is this on Facebook Live or YouTube? Well, if you're watching it on Facebook, then it's Facebook Live. It's also on YouTube. But I will recommend, if you're on Facebook watching this, to at some point, if you have not done so already, jump over to YouTube, find Jason Hawes on YouTube and subscribe. It's free to the channel there, because we put a lot of stuff on YouTube that we don't get to put on Facebook.
Right there. That's the link. Follow youtube.com/Jason Hawes. It's just where we've been doing a lot of the content. So
a lot of great investigations on that channel. Share them, like them, spread the word.
We're going to investigate all these bats in John's house.
Well, they're going now. But
thousands bat investigation. We're going in.
Jay's I'm never gonna see you at my house again. That's it.
No. So Joe Mapes asks, can Pasqua cite the Gettysburg Address yet?
It's a great question.
Is that a yes or a no, John?
Oh, I know it.
Really?
Yeah,
John, you're looking it up.
I'm not looking it up.
I know you bastard.
He is too. He's
right,
looking it up.
So you know what, John? So how does it start off?
All of a sudden,
how
does it start off, John?
Click. Here we go.
I'm telling you, I'm not looking it up.
How does it start off?
Three score.
Nope.
No. Hold on. Let me think.
That's actually a lot closer than I thought you'd get, honestly.
Yeah, I'm telling you. If it was in front of me, I'd recognize it right away.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
John, if it was in front of me and it said Gettysburg Address, I'd recognize it right away too. So
you see how much crap these guys give me?
Yeah. Here, Jen helps you out. Here, John. That's
4 score. Oh, that's right.
4 score.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, that's right.
And what does score stand for, John?
No idea.
Yeah, that's right, because neither do I. I mean, I had to ask Jim.
It's 20 years. One score is 20 years.
I had to ask Jim because he was the only person who was around at that time.
Oh, my God.
So, what?
Oh, my God. You're going to start making memes like they do with Keith Richards. I just saw one with Keith Richards. He's holding 2 babies, and it says, here's a picture of Keith Richards with Adam and Eve.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would be pretty easy. So, Timothy Dawson, thank you for the $10 super chat. Greatly appreciate that. Let's see. So Sherry asks, Jason, how did you get started with the paranormal? Well, I had my own personal experience where I just wanted to understand how these things were possible. So I had my own personal experience when I was about 19 and just started looking for answers. So, and that kind of thrusted me into the field. Upon researching, there was just so much that I didn't agree with, so much that seemed like some people were calling everything a ghost. And I just wanted to look for the real explanation for it, a real reason behind it. But I had witnessed what I believed to be a full body apparition. So Lancaster Paranormal, thank you for the $5 super chat. Jay, I sent you the link for the Market House on Facebook Messenger. Thank you very much. I'll have to check that out. Pepper Strong, Hinsdale House, Waverly Hills. Yeah, I got to get up to the Hinsdale House. I got to reach out to Dan and check the place out. All right, let's see here. Joe says, didn't mean to put you on the spot, John. You're a good sport, though.
Oh, it don't bother me.
You know, Jimmy asked me if I could recite the Gettysburg Address, and I did the Lord's Prayer. And I knew I was doing the Lord's Prayer, but I was just trying to screw him. But then one time, I told him I could, And, we actually had this as a members video, and it's out there, but, and he was sitting there, and I was just going off. I was saying the whole thing, and he realized that it was on a board behind him.
Yeah, it was printed on the wall in a framed thing behind me. Yeah, that was that was a funny moment.
Fata Morgana says, "Do you believe in succubus?" I do. There's been a lot of, there's been talks of succubus and incubus type activity since, before the Roman times, of weary travelers being held down. And, for those who don't know what incubus and succubus are, they're known as the sexual predators, inhuman type entities that sexually assault. And yeah, so I'm a firm believer in them.
So Shelley has asked a few times, Jay, what are your thoughts on Warner Brothers and Discovery splitting?
Let's see. Can you click that so it shows up?
I got to learn this now.
You just click on it.
Yeah, but I don't.
I'm trying.
I don't know how to find it here.
All right. As for,
I'm scrolling through, but
I think it's good. I think it's sad to see what's become of the company. I mean, it was a company that I felt was doing so well, and I can tell you they bet on the wrong horse, stuff like that. But yeah.
Well,
all right.
I can't find it. I've been scrolling through this thing. I don't know. I don't have a.
What do you think about these phone apps for the paranormal? I'm not a firm believer in them. I think that you can create an app that would be usable for certain things, especially like iPhones and stuff, where you can do a vibration sensor, you can do audio recorders, but these things, especially these voice boxes and things like that, I have no faith in. We actually had a video where we demonstrated how we could make the thing go off.
Yeah, you have to wonder if it's just taking in your information or reverberating something back at you. I mean, with all the voice dictation technology we have today, AI and everything else, it's easy to make something like that.
All right. Rhythm and Blues. Would you team up with Josh Gates again? Yeah, I was actually just with Josh at Penhurst. So, I'd be happy to do something with Josh. All right. And Tindra says Discovery has canceled like 95% of the paranormal shows. I wonder why not popular. It has nothing. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think we didn't get canceled. We just decided not to keep on that path. But I think that they still. Well, I think. How do you say that? I think an individual might have been responsible for certain ones, but I think that they wanted to go down a path of theatrics, and there was one person who was more than happy to be overly theatrical. So I'm sure we can all take it from there.
I'll add a little bit to that. So when you put a bunch of paranormal shows on that everybody clearly sees as fake, you're just not going to be successful. And they did a lot of those types of shows, and people just, people who are watching us here tonight, who watch the investigations we do, who watched Ghost Hunters over the course of the years, know that the real entertainment is in an honest and sincere investigation and some storytelling that goes along with the location. Not everything's demonic, everything's possessed, everything's, we got to run screaming out of the house. That is just garbage. If you want that stuff, go to the movies and watch, a Conjuring movie or whatever. That's Hollywood.
Well, yeah. And I can say that, when Ghost Hunters came out, it was the first of its kind. And then you had a bunch of shows show up, and everybody was they were trying to outdo Ghost Hunters. Now, their idea of outdoing Ghost Hunters was putting out there more evidence of the paranormal,
more sensationalism,
whether it was real or not. We were never about that. We were just putting out the evidence that we caught. We were never in we got better evidence than you, or we can fake this and make it look like what. That was never what we were doing. And I think too many shows out there, and one in particular, especially, really took that to the extreme that we're like. And the worst part is, we live in a society now where people don't question. And I think that drives me crazy the most, where, when Ghost Hunters came out, we put out evidence, and people would question it. It was great. They would be like, "How is this possible? Let me look into this." But now somebody puts out evidence, and they're like, "Oh, it's real. Oh my God, it's real." Yeah, because they put it out there, it's real. No, it's not. And people need to start questioning again, and people need to be held accountable for fraud and bullshit that they put out there.
I just want to point out that I finally found Shelley's comment, and I got it up there, even though we addressed it 25 minutes ago. Okay, just so you know. I also want to answer Joe Mapes' question: when will the next investigation drop? It's going to be a week from tonight. It is the Randolph County Asylum. If you've seen the last two videos we've put up, we had the tour and we did an interview talking about the history of the place, and the investigation would normally follow tonight. However, it's quite involved. It's a lot of material, more material than we usually have. So we're putting it back a week. It'll be next Monday night.
And you guys are going to love this one. It was really awesome. That was such a great investigation. We caught a lot of really good evidence.
Thousands of bats. John's going to drive over on his jet ski and punch me.
Barbara wants to know if I would recommend Cooperstown Candlelight Ghost Tours. If you're going to be in Cooperstown and you like interesting stories, it's not a ghost hunt. It's just a walk around the beautiful village of Cooperstown, a lot of very old, beautiful properties, and they talk about stories in many of those properties. The gentleman that actually does those tours, Bruce Markison, used to fill in for Jason and I when we did Beyond Reality Radio. He was one of our fill-in hosts. He'd jump on and do the show for us when we couldn't do it. We were traveling or something. He's a great guy. I know he's really into it, and he has a lot of great feedback on his stories. And I happen to know, living in Cooperstown, there are some really good stories.
Yes, and Laughing Donkey. Yes, if you notice, Jim has been sounding a lot quieter lately during his walking, and that's because we padded his shoes.
During my walking,
we patted his shoes with memory foam and other things.
Pillows on my feet. Ay.
Oh man.
Poltergeist pizza discount. Yes, absolutely. Did you see the video I put up today? I posted. What? Jay, did you see it?
What? No, what'd you say?
It was I just had this outtake from one of our thermal cameras. Remember, we were investigating the asylum, in fact. Yeah. That's why I put it out. I saw it because I'm going through some of the editing. And remember, we had a pizza delivered, and you went and got the pizza and you came back in. So there's this thermal sequence where it's like really dark, nothing going on. All of a sudden somebody, it's you obviously, walks in with a pizza in their hands, walks through by the thermal camera. It's just hilarious. And I said, we caught a ghost pizza delivery man. Ha ha ha. And I posted it.
Oh God. Now everybody's going to claim you're fake.
Well, I said, ha 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 ha. I mean, I hope everybody realized it was a joke.
Geez. All right. So Jim, we have some of these videos that John sent over. Let's play one or two, and we haven't seen these, so it'll be interesting. I want to get our takes on it.
All right, so you just want me to play one? Is that what you're asking me to do?
Play whatever.
Sure. Okay. All right.
We'll see what we got.
All right, let's go with this one.
All right. Okay, so they're claiming that guy is fake, but that guy's a ghost.
I'm going to show it again.
Yeah, do it.
So something goes running by the screen.
Yeah. That's what IR cameras, and they do that. I mean, you can see through the person half the time because they're adjusting. So
yeah, but I would just say, and I'm not saying this is authentic by any means. I can barely see it in the distance that I've got this set up. But if you watch it again, that humanoid thing is kind of elongated. It doesn't look like a person walking per se.
It looks just like a person running by.
Is that what you think?
Yeah.
Again, it's too far away the way I've got this set up. I wasn't prepared to do this.
Damn, we got to get you glasses.
Well, I just need to. I was going to go full screen, but if I'm full screen, so I can see everything, I can't access the controls. So,
all right. What other one we got then?
You don't want to hear about my saga over here? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, you want to cry on my shoulder? Go ahead.
All right, here's another one.
I'm going to act like I care.
Here's another one. Nope. Play it again. Oops. Let's try it again here.
right, I think honestly the creepiest thing on that video,
Is the music.
yeah,
So 100% agree.
yeah, the creepiest thing on that video is the music.
Yeah, totally agree.
Which is why they put it in there.
That's it.
But what I mean, I hope you guys have a better view of it than I do. Is it something moving around in the back corner there?
It looks like
just looks like somebody goes by the kitchen counter.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it doesn't have, like, it's not see through or anything like that. It just looks like it's a really low quality night vision camera.
Let's see. All right, I'm gonna play this one. Ready?
Okay.
All right, first off, you'd have to be 12 feet tall in that thing. It doesn't even seem like it's adjusted right. And it's weird how the camera's still fluctuating and, being level, and that thing is totally level. So that looks like it was just put in.
Yeah.
Could it be reflection on the lens too? Something behind it?
I don't think that's reflection. I mean, let's see. I'll see about playing it again. That just. So if you notice, John, the camera automatically it's moving all over, and then it just locks on. So watch. I mean, see, take a look here. Yeah, that's what that is. The camera's moving, and then all of a sudden, if you notice, like a frame's removed, and it's like locked in position.
Yep. Yeah, it could be different video. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yep, I agree.
Oh, geez. All right. Well, I mean, if it's on TikTok, though, it has to be true, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, I mean, even everybody's saying, I mean, it's digitally created.
Yep.
100%.
Yep. And it's crazy, these things are all over the place. Millions of views, people, buying up the baloney that these people are putting out there.
Yeah.
And that's why I grabbed some of them. I'm like, let's look at these ourselves as professionals and see what we see. And it's just, people are just trying to ride the wave. And
Daniel, I agree. I mean, all of a sudden it's like, boom, they stabilized it.
Yeah.
They stabilized it for a reason. So,
exactly.
All right, let's take another look at some other quick ones here. Let's see. What about this one?
That was wild. Wow. All right, so
I just love your just like.
I got to tell you, listen. Here's the deal, right? Let me give you a little backstory for the people sitting at home watching this. You saw that one angle in that room. What I was actually seeing, because I wasn't holding the camera, obviously.
That was Rolling Hills.
That's right. So that investigation, if you go back on the channel, you can see that investigation. It was a really, really good investigation. That's where I believe that particular clip is when JV, you heard something at the same time in the morgue, which was in a totally different area.
Different part of the complex, and 3 floors below.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had communicated with Jay, and I said, hey, I just heard a voice, and you were doing the same thing. So that was a pretty cool coincidence. But that was a wild experience. I think I froze for a second. It just kind of startled me because it was not a welcoming voice at all. It was a very garbled, didn't sound too friendly. So,
Laughing Donkey says there were 5,000 bats in there.
But yeah, that was so. Just before I went into that room, I had gone into another room, and the way that place is laid out is you walk up the stairs, and there's a common area, and there's several hallways that spider web out, and you can't really see down the hallways because of the way they're designed. You just see the entrances to the hallways. So I had gone into I think it was George Fleming's room, and I did some camera work, EVP stuff in there, and I didn't really hear too much in there. That's where I heard the knock. I didn't hear the knock. I caught later on. But when I came out to that hallway, there was such a and I think I mentioned this on camera. There was such a feeling of like being watched or followed down that hallway. It made the hair stand up on the little hair that I have on the back of my neck.
All right, so watch this one. What do you think?
I think that's another IR thing. You could see
I,
right
yeah,
through it.
I think that's
that I can tell you.
Capacity of somebody.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly what that is. That's an overlay. That's just an overlay.
Yeah, and then they just lighten up the opacity of them.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. That's
Do that
exactly.
again, Jay.
what it is.
Play that one more time.
Yeah.
So I'm being reminded as I was telling my story that I don't have any hair. That's unbelievable. But yeah, that looks like an overlay. Yeah, looks like an overlay.
Yeah.
I want to address just because Chris Piper in the YouTube chat says when you audio boost some EVPs or noises in a room, why don't you always boost it 100%? I'm gonna tell a little dirty secret here. The percentage that we indicate in the videos for the first bunch anyway is kind of arbitrary. I don't mean that we boosted arbitrarily. I mean the number we put up there is kind of arbitrary. It's not really corresponding to what the boost is itself. That's why in the newer ones you'll see that we actually put the number of decibels that it was been boosted, because when you start with a video, whatever audio file is attached to that video, it's 0 dB. It's not lowered and it's not increased. So what's 100% of 0? It's still 0. So that's not a real number. So we would just say, okay, we're going to boost it 15 dB, and we'd say that's 50%. And then we add another 5 later, and we say that's 100%, just to give people some reference. But instead of doing that moving forward, we're actually putting the number in of how many decibels we increased the audio. And we try to do it according to what sounds right to us. In other words, we don't want it to be so loud that it's just, blast your ears out, or the background noise is blasting your ears out. We try to find that happy medium where you can hear what we're hearing, but at the same time, you're not being overwhelmed by whatever.
Once it gets distorted, it's going to sound totally different anyways. So.
Right. So I hope that helped explain it.
Christine asks, has there ever been an investigation that you stopped because it was too intense or threatening? Honestly, no, because if somebody calls us in, then we're there to help them no matter what it is. So we've had situations where the issue's actually been the homeowner, and then you just got to get them the right help. So all right, let's see. All right. Yeah. And the creepy sound effects that's letting us know bats are coming. That's right, Carmen. Those bats are the creepiest damn things ever. All right. Well, it's 10 o'clock. I think it's time to wrap it up, guys.
Yeah, we got about 90 minutes of good discussion here tonight. I think that's a good Monday
Absolutely.
night.
Guys, and again, next week, we're going to be having the video for the asylum airing. So it'll be next Monday night. And make sure if you haven't subscribed yet, just subscribe. It's free. So just check it out. We've been posting a lot of great videos on there, investigations, and we've got some wild places coming up as well. So we appreciate the support. It means everything. It's we love that you guys have made what we do a success, and it truly means everything to us.
Yeah, thanks for being here, and thanks for all the support. And also know that we go back through and we read comments on videos, even though they may be older videos. We try to keep up and answer questions and recognize that you folks take a lot of time, and sometimes you'll catch things that we may not have caught, or at least suggest that's the case. And we try to go back and listen, but we really appreciate your involvement at that level too.
And
Absolutely.
much love from all of us to you guys. Stay safe and keep it real. And on to the next, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Start your engines.
Start your
That's your